Hello friends, and happy Tuesday to you. It is the 15th of October 2024. Today I'm using Playful Heart Tarot because I felt like the energies needed a little bit of upliftment, bring a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of playfulness into our lives. So giving the cards a shuffle and asking the question, where do we need to be focusing our energy and our attention today? What is important, relevant and significant for us to be mindful of on this really gorgeous Tuesday, 15th of October 2024. Right, so let's find a card. Oopsie, I don't even know where the camera is this morning. Right, so the card I have found, you see, this is why I needed Playful Heart. We have the Five of Swords. How gorgeous is this card? So a Five of Swords is really not an easy card. Five of Swords is actually quite difficult, quite challenging. Five of Swords is the card that says that, you know, sometimes in life you have to stand up for yourself. That sometimes in life you have to push back and say no more. It's also the card that says don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people push you around. Like, actually stand up and defend yourself. So we tend to... You know, bullying is a huge thing, right? Whether you're a child, whether you're an adult, it's happening to all of us all the time. Somewhere along the line, and I don't quite know when this happened, but somewhere along the line, we suddenly thought that we're not allowed to push back on bullies, that we're not allowed to put our hand up and say, stop, no more. Somewhere along the line, we've led ourselves to believe that we must take unacceptable behavior, that we must put up with unacceptable behavior. And the Five of Swords is the card that says to you, no you don't. The Five of Swords is the card that says to you, if anybody is ill-treating you, mistreating you, if anybody is doing something that you don't like or that doesn't feel right for you, today's the day to push back and say, actually, no. It's about taking your power back. And I am all for taking power back. Especially when we feel like we haven't been treated well, especially when we feel like we've been mistreated or anything like that, because it's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. Now, I do want to say, though, this doesn't mean that you have permission to become the bully yourself. It doesn't mean that you have permission to become the same as them, because no. But what it does mean is that you need to be confident enough in your own power to sort of push back and to say, I'm not accepting that. That is not okay. That is not the way that I want to be treated, and that's not the way that I will allow. So we're going to stand up for ourselves a little bit today. We're going to push back a little bit today. We're going to, if anything, like not just being a bully yourself, but if anything doesn't feel right, if somebody expects something of you that you don't believe is correct, you're allowed to say no. I love that statement that says no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. Right, let's grab another card. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. I've got terrible glare today. Look how gorgeous that is. I love the fact that we have this complete rainbow. Let me not call it a rainbow, let's call it the color spectrum. And our little angel sits in the middle of the color spectrum. What does the color spectrum represent? It represents everything. It represents, you know, all colors. And I mean, if you look in my room, it's very colorful. I have a lot of color around me, which I just love color. Color is my favorite thing, which is why I also love the back of these particular cards. The Wheel of Fortune is the card that says to you that the wheel turns. If you do bad, you get bad. If you do good, you get good. But understanding that sometimes we have good times and sometimes we have bad times. And sometimes, just like our moon, 28-day cycle where it goes from full moon to no moon to full moon and no moon, and cycles and cycles and cycles. Just like our Earth that travels around the sun, you know, 365 days a year. You know, well, it takes 365 days to go around. So life is all about cycles. And this is what the Wheel of Fortune is saying, is that there are cycles. There are good cycles and there are bad cycles. And it's the good and the bad that complete the circle. It's the good and the bad that bring us the yin and yang energies that we need and help us to understand who we are and what the point of life is all about. So when we put these two cards together, the Five of Swords is saying that some people are just nasty, right? There's no other way of putting it. Some people are just nasty. But the wheel turns. It's not always up to you to give punishment. It's not always up to you to be the judge and the executioner. Sometimes you just need to recognize, I don't like the behavior, I don't like the way they're treating me, and walk away. You don't always have to be the one that dishes out the punishment, okay? Sometimes you need to leave it to the universe, because that wheel turns, and everybody is going to be held accountable for their actions at some point. So it doesn't have to be on you. So as much as we're talking about standing up for yourself, sometimes standing up for yourself is walking away. All right? And that's the message that we've got here. Now, yesterday, for example, I had a client, recently divorced, ugly situation. She is so angry at her ex-husband because of how things have unfolded, to such an extent that she can't move on. That the only thing that she can talk about is she needs him to suffer. She needs him to pay. She needs him to understand. Like, she is so obsessed with getting revenge that she might as well still be in that disastrous marriage. She has not psychologically, emotionally stepped away from that. And no matter what I said to her yesterday, I couldn't snap her out of that. She stayed in that mindset the whole time. And this is telling us that sometimes understand that you don't have to be the one to dish out the punishment. Excuse me, that you don't have to be the one to do the thing. What you have to do is to protect yourself. I need to clear my throat. What you need to do is look after yourself. Separate yourself, disconnect from the situation, walk away, and leave it up to the universe to deal with whatever needs dealing with. You do not have to be that person. And I think that's where the strength comes in. That's where taking your power comes in. That's where you decide how strong you truly are and what it is that you're actually capable of doing. So friends, today, there is something happening in your life that you need to find the courage and the confidence to step away from, knowing that the wheel turns, knowing that they will be held accountable for their behaviors and their actions at some point, and that it's not up to you to decide what, when, and how. The only thing that you have to do is self-preservation. Look after yourself, and yeah, the wheel turns. You will have a good day after this. Things will become easier for you and things will become more difficult for them, but that's not on you to decide. So I am sending you so much love and so many blessings. Look after yourself until we connect again tomorrow. Take care.